Yesterday, a child came out to wonder.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan Victoria. My name is Megan. I'm a pro hair makeup artist, and today, oh my god, when was the last time we've done like a full glam? Wow, like hello, how are you? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. So we did a full summer glowy glam makeup look today. I love it. Last week we were doing really like warm, beachy, bronzy, but also like a little bit kind of corally. And this week I just wanted to do something like, I just want like hot girl summer. I just wanted to feel really cute, wanted to feel really bronzy, really glowy, a little bit more of those pinky like neutral tones. I still wanted to keep it really like sweat proof and really able to like withstand the summer heat. So it's definitely very much like with the summer focus, with the techniques and the products choices, etc. But let me know if you want to see more of these like full glam looks, or if you like your more like 5-minute faces. I'm always trying to give you guys variety, but I just love this look. I hope you guys enjoy it, and without further ado, if you'd like to see how I get this look, then please just keep on watching. All right, let us get started. Oh my goodness, the heat's creeping in already. Okay, we're gonna start with a little bit of Flawless Filter, 100%. I'm gonna do this a little bit more summer proof, so I'm just gonna get it like right where I like to highlight. I'm not putting it like all over the face. And then we're gonna go in with our Estee Lauder Double Wear. You need like the tiniest pump of this, which makes this foundation so fantastic for summer. And I think I'm also gonna mix it. I think I'm gonna just put a tiny bit of the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, because again, both of those are just really good summer foundations. I'm gonna just take this on my brush and just dot this on the face. And both of these are a little bit more matte in formula, which is kind of nice in the summer. Like I love having like underlying layers of glow products, but like, you know, actually just putting on my face is a nice like matte foundation, just because, you know, things do get, you know, sweaty and warm, and yeah. So it's just kind of like a nice balance for everything. So going to work this in with my 180 brush, which I adore. And I just like that you can really like pat this one in, and then you can like really buff it too, so you can really work it into the skin, which is great. I'm gonna quickly go over everything with my damp beauty sponge just to really work everything in. Especially in the summer, you want really thin layers, so it's really good to kind of go with actually like heavier products, but use fuller coverage products, but then use just like a really little bit. So both these foundations are definitely more full coverage foundations, and like then when you just put a little bit, you just get the most perfect skin without like heavy product on the skin, which I love. All right, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of my Salmon concealer, apply that to the under eyes just to color correct all the darkness we have going on there. And then I'll just grab my sponge again, just quickly give that a little blend. For concealer, I'm using my Makeup Forever concealer. I just love this so much. I'm not gonna use a ton of concealer. I'm just gonna work it underneath the eyes and maybe just a little bit where I need it. Oh, also, actually I forgot that I'm going to color correct my little mustache area. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the orange just to brighten up where I'm getting all this like melanin production. And then just a little bit like that. All right, gonna first start by just blending in the concealer along the face. I'm gonna leave the under eyes because I like that to kind of oxidize just a tiny bit and dry down. And then I get a little bit more pigment and coverage, which is great. And then lastly, I'll take it underneath the eyes. And whatever's left over, I'll just kind of add a little bit of that extra coverage to the center of the face. And that way we get a nice like good amount of coverage without using a ton of product. I think the skin looks marvelous, so love that. I'm gonna go into my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation Stick as always. And this is going to just give me the tiniest bit of glow before I go in with my bronzer. So I'm just gonna take it on my sponge and just work this in. I just love that like honey bronze it gives me. It just gives me such a nice color. Okay, so for once I'm trying to avoid the color orange. So last week we did a lot of like really warm corally kind of vibes. This week we're trying to keep it very like bronzy, so it's a little bit more of a neutral tone. So like this was the bronzer we used last week, right? Very peachy. This week Nars came out with a whole bronzing collection, so they sent over like the Laguna bronzer. So this one is definitely a little bit more like neutral, like traditional bronze is what you would think of it. So we're gonna stick with more of these bronzy like taupey tones rather than like so like warm and like orangey, if that makes sense. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this. I'm just trying to get like the side of the face and just really pull it back into the cheekbone, then into the forehead and the hairline. I'm just going to take my sponge and work all this in, really pressing it into the skin. All right, if you're thinking we have a lot of bronzer, don't worry, there's a method to the madness. So I'm going to go in with one more layer, and what we're kind of trying to do is really build up that bronze look. I'm trying to get really flawless skin, so the bronzer is actually going to be sitting underneath my face powder, so I can really like amp this up and not have to worry about it. So if it looks a little bit muddy, that's totally fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my face powder. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to start pressing this over top of everything. And all it's gonna do is just create one really flawless, seamless layer of makeup. It's gonna set the face, and the bronzer is just gonna peek from underneath, giving us even more of that natural look. Give it a quick little sponge, but you can see how smooth and airbrush now the skin looks. It just looks gorgeous. It just looks like that bronze is coming from within the skin, which is really beautiful. So for blush, last week again we used, like I can show you, like the Orgasm X. Like it's so peachy and beautiful. Again, we're keeping with more of the neutral theme, so I'm gonna use this beautiful shade in Behaved. It's such like a pretty, just rosy pink. Just gonna apply a little bit of that, not like a ton, just a little bit to the tops of the cheekbones, just to give me a little bit more color. And then I'm just gonna take that same brush with whatever leftover powder is there and just really blend that in. For highlight, I'm gonna go back to the Laura Mercier gorgeous powder in Candlelight. This powder is just so beautiful. It's just such a nice like champagne tone. So I'm just gonna take that and just work that on the skin, just giving us that really like lit from within look. And then of course on all the high points. And it can just blend into the blush and the bronzer and just create this whole like really dreamy, glowy look. I'm gonna just take whatever's left over on the Laura Mercier brush. I'm gonna mix it with the blush just so I can keep a little bit of that shimmer and then add a little bit of that pink. Then I'm just going to top up the blush. Very rarely do I use like a matte blush, so I just want to kind of get a little bit more of that pinky kind of glow into the cheeks. And if you want to define the cheekbones any little bit more, I'm just going to go in with my powder and I can just kind of cut right underneath. I don't want to do this too much though, because I do want everything really soft, but you can just kind of erase what you don't like and then you are good to go. So I'm gonna toss on my brows and then we'll move on to the eyes. Look at these brows. Like who is she? Who is she? These are some like snatch little brows. Okay, so let's move on to the eyes. But seriously, I never do my brows this dramatic. But I just thought like for the look, you know, we're kind of doing more like a summer baddie kind of makeup. So like I thought it worked. It works, right? Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna start by making sure there's no concealer creases on my eyelids. Very important. And then you can just take whatever little brush and a little bit of a loose powder, especially in the summer. Like you definitely don't want like, you know, greasy eyelids. So I'm just gonna do that, keeping the eyes super simple. As I just find the summer, like nobody really wants to mess around with like a ton of eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna take the like Laguna bronzer and just work it in the crease. I'm gonna take a little bit of a smaller brush though, just to kind of like keep it a little bit more controlled. And just work that in. And then on the lid, I'm gonna take this, it's called Color Tattoo Eye Chrome by Maybelline. This is in the shade Beige Luster, and it's just like a really pretty kind of like silvery beige shade. It's been in my collection for like ever. I'm just gonna work on the back of my hand, and then I'm just gonna tap it on the eyelid. Just again, bringing that more like neutral, like bronze tone into the look. And you can just take that little blending brush and just kind of blend the two together, just making sure, you know, everything's nice and cohesive and there's no harsh lines. And then you can obviously stop there, but I have this really pretty shade from Nars. So this is the Castaway. It's like a white eyeshadow, but it has like these gold, yellowy, pinky kind of like duochrome reflex. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my, not the back of my hand, my finger. It's gonna get a little chunky, so I'm gonna just like kind of tap it off. You can kind of see how it shifts in the colors. It's so pretty. And then I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that right on top. Oh, that's so gorgeous. That's so pretty. Oh my god. Okay, this I'm gonna keep at the table. This is gonna be a summer staple. Just that really shimmery gold reflex. You can also apply it with a little bit of a brush to keep it a bit more controlled. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna kind of like have it kind of come all the way up. So it'll blend on top of the crease color, and it'll also kind of just give a slight highlight to the brow bone. So I'm just gonna pat it and then work it up into the crease and then everywhere. As soon as I like something, I'm just like, it needs to be put absolutely everywhere. Like, done. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Yay, love, love, love. Oh, the eyes have such like a delicious sparkle. Like, love, love, love. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of a brown eyeliner. So this is the Pure Down to Earth on Point liner. I love these liners. They're fantastic. And this one's just in like a really good chocolate brown shade. So I'm just gonna line the outer portion of the eye, have it come about halfway in, and then like a slight little lift. Okay, so that liner just broke, which is unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure like it's completely gone now. So I'm gonna just switch over to this Maybelline like tattoo gel liner. These are also really fantastic. Just doing that little flick and bring it into the inner corner. Then we'll do the other side. Sometimes I'll just take a little angled brush to help me with my wing shape if like the pencil's too like clunky, and just grab a little bit of product, and then I can kind of just figure out my shape nice and easy. I always enjoy like kind of setting the liner with a little bit of shadow, so I'm just gonna go into my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'm gonna grab the shade Punked. It's like a kind of brownie with almost like a little bit of like reddy warmth to it. I just think it's gonna really like make the eyes pop, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of that. Actually, I think I'm also gonna mix it with Good As Gone. It's just a little more of a neutral brown, so just anywhere in that like neutral brown family. And then I'm just gonna press this on top, and it's just gonna help soften and smoke it out as well. And then just take a little concealer brush. I'll honestly just grab like whatever's left on like the foundation bottle or my concealer, whatever works, just if I want to like clean up that line. And then you can just kind of pop it underneath, and you'll get a nice like sharp lift to the liner. In the summer, I don't tend to do a lot to the lower lash line just because like that's exactly where it like transfers first. So all I'm gonna do now is curl my lashes, apply mascara, and I think I'm also just gonna pop on a nice natural lash, just because I feel like it in a hot girl summer. So I'll do that and we'll be right back. Did I go maybe a tad overboard with the lashes? Possibly, but also like they're pretty, so it's fine. Okay, so our eyes are looking like poppin'. I haven't put a lash on in so goddamn long. Like this kind of feels like super off, but also I'm like, ooh, my eyes are so like pretty and like, ooh. So what I'm gonna do to kind of like go along with this is I'm gonna take a little bit of my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. I'm gonna use it just on a little brush that has some concealer left over, so it's just gonna kind of cream up the pencil a little bit so it's not like stark white. And then I'm going to actually just kind of pop that on the waterline. I'm just gonna open up the eyes a little bit further. Why not? Okay, so then in doing that, this white is so pretty. I'm just gonna take it on that same brush, like it doesn't really matter, and all I'm gonna do is pop that on the inner corner just to highlight. What's nice is it's gonna have a little bit of that jumbo shadow pencil, so it's gonna lighten it up just a little bit more. And then that really pretty iridescence. Gorgeous! Oh my goodness. I love. Okay, perfect. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take whatever's left over and just lightly kind of pop it right under the brow bone. Why not? Why not? So I'm looking at my skin. I definitely feel pretty bronzed. I think I want a little bit of like a pink color kind of happening on the cheeks. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take like the tiniest bit of that Orgasm X blush. It's so pretty, but like it's definitely like she's popping. So I'm gonna just like literally just dip in the tiniest bit and just warm up the cheeks ever so slightly. I definitely want to keep this bronzy look, but just a little bit, and then I'm gonna just take whatever's left over and dust it across the nose. Okay, I'm definitely feeling bronzy and feeling glowy. I'm gonna do the lips and then we'll like finesse if we need to. So for the lips, I'm gonna start off with my NYX Bedtime Flirt. We're just gonna give the lips a little bit of volume. Since it's not a lip liner, it can get a little messy, so I just take my little concealer and just clean up the edges. And a good blend to keep it nice and soft. And then I want to keep this lip nice and creamy, so I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Dancefloor Princess. I'm going to hot that on top. It's just a nice pink kind of color. Alright, and then on top of that, I'm going to pop a little bit of Belle de Jour from Nars. It's just like super creamy, like it gives you that super creamy lipstick feel, which I quite enjoy. When there's a time and place for it, it's amazing. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to use the Nars Lip Oil because it's lovely. And this is in like a bronze shade, so it'll just neutralize that pink just the tiniest bit while giving your lips all of that like luscious, oily goodness. I haven't done my lips proper in so long, and oh my god, I love it. Alright, I'm going to grab a little bit more blush, so I'm going to go back into the Nars Orgasm X. It's just a stunning blush, the tiniest bit. Trust me, this blush is so pigmented. I'm just going to bring in a little bit more of that pinky kind of color, sweep it across the nose like so, and then also I'm going to grab a little bit more bronzer. I'm going to just take it on like a duo fiber brush just so I get a really light amount, because it is a matte bronzer, so you do want to be a little bit more careful because it'll definitely build up the color really quickly. And since this is more glam, I'm going to go back into my Naked pressed powder. I've used this one forever because it's so freaking light. I'm going to use the tiniest bit. I'm going to just touch that underneath the eyes. It just immediately brightens up the look of the under eyes. This is like definitely like the last product I use because it is so like intense. And then I'm just going to grab my regular Charlotte Tilbury powder and just kind of blend it out, because the Urban Decay is definitely a little bit drier. This is super like moisturizing and lovely, so this is definitely the powder that I go to first and foremost. While we're here, just a little bit more of that Laura Mercier highlight because it's gorgeous. Alright, a little bonus, but I definitely want to bronze up my décolleté. So I'm going to take some of the Charlotte Tilbury Supermodel Body, I believe it is. Basically mine's smashed everywhere, so I depotted it into this little jar. So I'm just going to grab it on the same duo fiber and dot that on the body, because let's be real, if we're doing like summer glow, our body has to glow just as much as our face. So just going to blend that in. You can obviously also use your hands, but a brush just it's nice and quick and lovely. And then also in the Nars set, the bronzer set, they also brought out this like really bright, very beautiful shimmery bronzer. So let's grab some of that. This is just like a gold overspray, so I'm not going to actually throw it on my face immediately, but for the body, this is lovely. It's got that gold shimmer. See, it's now pretty much gone, but for like that, you know, initial kind of glow, it's lovely. Ooh la la, hot girl summer. Okay, and to finish off, I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Get even the body as well. And then as that dries, I'm going to go in to the Laura Mercier highlighter, gonna just grab shoulders, collarbones, these two little necklines, and just anywhere you want. And now, my dears, you are glowing goddess baby angels, and that completes our final look. Alright guys, so there we have it. This is our final look. I freaking absolutely adore and love it. I keep taking a million like Instagram selfies and TikToks and like all those fun things. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.